This time we are reviewing the Gameweek 34 of PL. Interesting season overall, but it's coming to an end. Uh,
Not as a
even
United
though
fan, but yeah.
uh, who's a
I
United
do
fan?
want
I'm
to
not.
I I do want to see your Amazon Prime suggestions. Like what recommendations are you getting?
Uh,
Okay, so
so
let's get
let's
started.
get started. Yes, let me share.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we are able to see your
Okay.
screen.
So yes.
Could
Okay.
you
So
enlarge your this thing?
Yeah, make
okay.
it full screen on my yeah.
Full screen.
Okay. Is it even full screen now?
Yep.
Better?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. So let's start. Chelsea Everton. What do you guys think?
I believe this could be a draw.
Same here.
Hmm.
Chelsea, we've been discussing about Maresca. Like if they don't finish in Champions League position, he could get sacked. Their form hasn't been great. They won late last game week.
Yep.
But I don't think Everton are very sturdy in defense. So and they were unlucky to lose against City over the weekend. Two late goals by City. So Everton will hold out. It could be a 1-1 draw.
Hmm.
Same here. I also think of a draw. And my reasons are again, Everton are resilient defensively. Again, as Sushant mentioned, it was a heartbreak against City, to be honest. They had like they were holding on City till like 84th minute. And the other reason is Palmer, Jackson have literally lost form. They needed to rely on like an 18, I think it was an 18-year-old
Yeah,
winger,
19-year-old. Yeah, Tyrick, Josh
19-year-old.
Tyrick.
Yeah, and then Neto just popping up and scoring. So I don't think so. Chelsea have that much firepower. So again, I'm going for a score draw as well. And then eventually they do have Sanchez who can always perform miracles for them.
Like
Yeah.
fight freedom. Okay.
Yeah, like the freedom fighter, yes. Like concede goals or make stupid mistakes. So I'll also go for a 1-1.
Okay. So I'll actually go for a Chelsea win here. Even
Hmm.
though I feel that it might just be like 0-0 draw,
Hmm.
but I'll still think Chelsea might just creep in. Uh like we have been talking, like Maresca is on fire, under the fire basically
Yeah.
for not performing well. But lately they have been doing well, creeping goals from somewhere. And I feel that 1-0 is what since it's
Hmm.
home, his life is on the line as well. Even though they are still alive in the UECL, which is
Yep.
basically if they go out, then he is definitely sacked. But then
Yep.
I feel that they will still manage to win this.
Hmm. Brighton, West Ham. Brighton will be with the or like will be without the suspended Joao Pedro. So I think Danny Welbeck will play for Brighton.
Yeah.
I kind of feel Brighton win this 3-1. West Ham are in terrible form this season. They couldn't even win against Southampton. They gave up the last minute goal. So I am actually going for a 3-1 win to Brighton here.
So Brighton haven't won a game. They had a brilliant set of fixtures after their trashing by Nottingham Forest,
Yep.
but
Mm.
they haven't won a game since 8th of March, and it's been like over a month and a half.
Yep.
We had international break in that, no doubt, but it's been like 4 or 5 Premier League fixtures then since they've won. They've
Yep.
just
Yep.
drawn a couple of games. So West Ham again, like I'm not impressed with West Ham this season at all. Their star players have struggled. I think Van Bissaka will be out of this game. He won't be
Hmm.
playing for them.
Mm.
Uh, so it could be a draw here as well. 1-1 draw for me.
Yep. Even I'll go for the same reason. Both the teams are not really playing well since past month or so. So I see that this might be just a 1-1 draw. Yeah.
Newcastle versus Ipswich. I
This
think this
would
might
be,
be a battering. Yep.
yeah, 4-0 for me.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Yep.
going for a 3-0.
Yep. Then I'll go for a 3-0. Newcastle will obviously,
One of the
want to
teams
win.
to get into contention for
Yeah. Yeah.
UCL spots.
They,
Yep.
they will be flying high.
They
And
will.
the
They had a bit of conference shaking after their defeat by Aston Villa, but they'd have a week of rest. They would want to get past that game, and then they would want to dish it out to someone else. And Ipswich look like the candidate who can take
Yep.
the decision.
And I think this is like exactly what Newcastle wanted. If they lose, they want someone like Leicester or Ipswich or someone, who can get the
yep.
thrashing. So,
Yep. And the thing with I think Harvey Barnes will score in this match. He's been in superb run of form. For the matter of fact, I think Gordon has been dropped in favor
In
of
his
Harvey
favor.
Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm,
and the good news for Newcastle is I think Eddie Howe is returning. He's back from the hospital, so he's coming back to Newcastle. He's been discharged, so he might
hmm,
actually take part in this game.
Nice.
Yep.
okay. So next,
Wolves,
Wolves versus Leicester.
I think
I Wolves are riding high on confidence.
Yep.
same here.
Yep.
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 They have
And
been scoring goals, be it like the striker Larson or Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha heavily linked with United. Uh, and Leicester, like terrible. They were confirmed of their relegation last game week. Again after their loss against Liverpool,
yep.
and they were lucky to escape with a 1-0 scoreline that game. It could have been much worse for them.
Hmm.
Uh, Wolves, I two goals at least from for Wolves, and Leicester. I don't think Leicester score.
Yeah, Leicester are having a terrible game week. I think Leicester scored just because like Vardy has decided that he'll move on from Leicester.
Yeah, big
Uh,
news from Leicester,
Big
by the way.
news, yeah. And then I
Yep.
think
Yep.
I think we were discussing last time that RVN is also gonna go. Ruud van Nistelrooy might also leave the club or might be
I
sacked.
read somewhere that he was already sacked. I haven't seen the news anywhere else, but one of
Mm,
the pieces I read, one of the posts on X, I
Mhm.
saw that he was sacked.
So I
mm,
think I read that they were in the market for a new guy. New guy. So I didn't read anywhere that he was sacked, but it's evident. Like nobody's
yeah,
happy with the results. I'm sure he's not happy with how the winter window went and how the results
The
obviously went.
promises weren't kept. Like they
Yeah.
promised they'll give him some budget to spend in the winter window. That wasn't kept, and Leicester's form has been downhill ever since that. Like they at least got a few points in the first half when they
Hmm.
were with their previous manager.
yep.
But then after Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think they must have won like one or two games. I don't think they won a lot.
I think
Yep.
it was
Yep.
was it against Spurs by any chance?
Spurs, yeah, one was against Spurs.
Yep.
And I don't, and hardly any points collected during Van Nistelrooy's reign.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I think it'll be a 2-0 or a 2-1. I'm actually going to go for a I'm going to go for a 2-1. Maybe Vardy scores by some miracle.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Even.
looking
Go
at
ahead.
like since the time Van Nistelrooy took over, they won against West Ham. That was in December.
Hmm.
And they have won against Tottenham.
Yep.
And then they've just drawn two other games, one both against Brighton actually.
Brighton.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Amay,
So
what do you think?
Yeah. Even I think it will be like 2-0. Probably more, but
Hmm.
I think I'll go with 2-0. Leicester is just, man, I feel bad for them. I really feel bad for them.
is it because
Southampton
of Van
versus Fulham.
Nistelrooy or just as a Leicester as a team?
Both. Vanisher obviously was one of my favorite players ever. But I don't think so. It's totally his fault. Overall, the club itself is in shambles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Team, the club, investments. I think.
They could have highly benefited if Keenan Dewsbury Hall would have stayed with them. He went to Chelsea where he is being underutilized, and
Correct.
they got
Hmm.
money, but they did not invest it wisely. They let Kelechi Iheanacho go to Sevilla at the start of the season.
Hmm.
So one of the strikers who was experienced in Premier League, they let him go, and they were heavily reliant on Vardy, who was
Yep.
like
Yep.
38, 39.
38, I guess. Yep. 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 That's what, like, the decision making at the club level was like horrible. Even I feel like, even though they're you know they have been okay as a club, like, since past maybe 10 years, but since past 4 years or so, they have been like up and down, up and down, up and
Up and
down,
down.
sacking
Correct.
managers, coming back, going back down. So, and this has been like I think their terrible run
Yeah.
of like terrible losses overall.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
Soton.
Soton versus Fulham. Maybe Soton get a result.
I'm
Just
going for a
maybe.
draw here.
Same
Oh,
here. I'm.
They break Derby County's record.
Yep.
So
The
1-1,
unwanted record.
the unwanted record. Yeah.
Yeah.
1-1.
Even I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah. One. Yeah. Even I'm going for a score draw.
Okay, I
Fulham
think.
are looking their best. They were in contention for European places, but off late they've slipped since defeating Tottenham in March. They've just won one game and lost the other four.
Wow.
Yep, yep. Um, I think I'll go with 1-1 as well. Fulham, I think they won only one game in last like five or
Liverpool.
six.
Yep.
Yeah. So 3-2 for Liverpool, with Liverpool. Even I'll go with 1-1. I honestly, since that, I didn't think so Southampton will be like the worst PL team ever,
Mm.
but yeah, I'm giving them a
They do
chance.
look
Let's
the
see.
worst, but they'll
Yeah.
certainly be
Yeah, yeah.
less worse than as
Derby.
Derby County.
Derby. Yep, yep. Okay. Ah, why? Bournemouth versus United. Just end
I
this
think
season, man.
I'll let you guys go ahead in this one.
Go start, Ame. I'll wait for you.
Uh, I honestly, I don't think so. Uh, I think United will lose this one as well. Like I said, like, I don't think so. We are even looking at these PL fixtures. Maybe we are looking at it just as another match. There's
Hmm.
nothing fruitful coming out of it other than like just match practice. So I think I'll again go 1-0 for
I'll
Bournemouth.
go for a 2-1 Bournemouth win. Uh,
Hmm.
I am hoping to see more youngsters being given time in this game
Hmm.
Yep.
because we have Leon coming up midweek. I
Atletico
want
Bilbao.
Bilbao, sorry, Leon, we just
Bilbao, yeah.
defeated. Yeah. So I'm still in that euphoria.
Hmm.
But yeah, we have Bilbao midweek, which is a very difficult team. Uh,
Hmm.
and like give time to Fredrickson, give time to Amas, let other youngsters play. Kobe Mainoo's back. The good thing is there are few injured players coming back. So like and they've got few minutes under their belt in the previous couple of games. Players like Luke Shaw or Mason Mount. So I would start with Mason Mount in this game just to give him that extra confidence.
Hmm.
He's severely lacking confidence. He missed a good chance. I believe it was against Leon. No, in last match itself against Wolves.
Yep.
So he
Hmm.
missed a very, very good chance against Wolves. He was in a good position. Nacho put in a cross. He miscued his shot. It'll give him a bunch of confidence if he gets a start. And I'd say rest Bruno Fernandes, get him after 60 minutes if needed. Uh,
Hmm.
and let this match slide by. Like just focus on Europa. That would be the only way to get into Europe and get more sponsors
Yep.
and
Yep.
budget as well.
What about Lokent?
I think it might be a 1-all draw. Like, but it could be a win to Bournemouth as well. But I'm just going to be conservative. And I'm going for a to go for a 1-all draw again. Like as Sushant mentioned, right? There'll be a good amount of youngsters who might play, and youngsters generally have that zeal to prove themselves.
Hmm.
And then it again, not the best or like not the worst time to face Bournemouth considering their form.
Yeah, they've just
So
won one game since defeating Southampton in mid-Feb.
correct. And
Hmm.
their strikers have gone off form. I think the only decent player who is in form is in Semenyo.
Semenyo. And their
And
center back Hoyson.
yeah, is that I think he's a left back or is he a
He's,
center back?
he's a center back, the
Ah, okay.
youngster,
Yeah, Dean Hoyson. I
Dean
think a lot
Hoyson.
of
So,
clubs are gonna come in for him.
He's being linked with Real Madrid too, so that's a
Hmm.
hmm.
And
big
he's a
news
Spanish
for him.
international as well.
The
So
Spanish player, yes.
yeah, I think he's been linked for Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and then who's that? Who's the left back? Milos Kerkez.
Milos Kerkez.
Kerkez, I think, is for sure gonna go this in the summer.
Yeah, Kerkez
Yeah,
probably Liverpool.
yeah, Kerkez
Hmm.
probably Liverpool. Yep. So I think it might be a score draw considering Bournemouth are in the best of form and same with United. So I think it'll
Hmm.
be a score draw there. The only caveat, and then because Sushant was mentioning, right, that again, let these matches go. If Wolves, Tottenham, and West Ham all three have good results, United could actually be 17th by the end of this game week. So again,
They're
it
safe
might
from relegation.
they're safe from
Yep. Yep.
relegation, but again, this might just put very much pressure on Amorim. And eventually, even if the Europa League is going good, I don't think the supporters are going to accept a 17th place finish.
True.
So yeah,
Possibly.
that
Supporters
Yep.
aren't going
Yep.
to accept a 14th place finish as well. So
true. That's true as well. So let's see. I think the next game weeks would be interesting where every team is gonna try to go just above that.
see, looking at the next fixture, Tottenham, I don't think are winning that.
True,
No.
So
true.
we will be about
That's
Tottenham for sure.
yep. Yep.
Again,
So,
you never know. Liverpool just need a draw. They just might play for a draw.
Yeah, let's go on to that
um,
fixture, right?
I
Liverpool
think
and Tottenham.
yeah, I think this is like a perfect thing at home, clinching the title, against well, not in form, but a good team, a good club. I think Liverpool will easily win this one.
They are facing Arsenal next, right?
Yep.
Liverpool. So they
I think
wouldn't want to.
Chelsea
Yeah,
away,
Chelsea
yeah,
away and then Arsenal
Okay,
at
then
home.
Chelsea.
Arsenal
Okay.
at home. So I
So they
think Guard
wouldn't
of
want
Honor
to
will
keep it
still,
to those two
yeah,
fixtures. They would want to get this wrapped up. Uh, so Liverpool will win the next.
yeah, yeah,
Will comfortably. They just need a draw anyways. They don't
Yeah,
even need to
yeah.
win.
But I
So
don't think so. They will go for a draw. I think 2-0
yeah,
is
yeah,
they'll
what
go
I'm
for an
thinking.
outright win. They would want to seal the title with like
Yeah,
a convincing performance.
yeah.
Good thing for Liverpool is they have been getting results. Salah has not been on fire for quite a few weeks.
Mm,
Same with Luis Diaz. Like he's not been his best for quite a few weeks. But in spite of that, Liverpool are managing to get the results. They had the good thing for them was they had wrapped up their title 4 to 5
way
game
earlier.
weeks. Yeah.
Yep,
yep, yep.
yep,
So they
yep.
weren't heavily relying on Salah's form after that. Once the contracts were signed, Salah, Van Dijk, both their forms have dropped. To
Yep.
be honest, I'm hoping this doesn't continue into the new season. The only savior was like they wrapped up the title pretty early and they were basically comfortable after that.
Correct, correct. Yeah, once they were out of the Champions League, once they were out of the FA Cup and Carling Cup, I
Mhm.
think the motivation has just gone. They aren't scoring that much again, as you mentioned, right? Salah has been going through a goal drought and an assist drought as well.
Mhm.
Mm,
But considering what, and then this is one of the most highest scoring fixtures in the Premier League, I think, because they score a lot against each other.
Yeah,
I think Liverpool win this. I think 3-1. That's my opinion. And then they just secure the title. There'll be a party at Anfield, and a lot of people are flying to and like Liverpool this week to just celebrate the title with the team. So I think it'll be a 3-1.
yeah, it will
And
be the
I
first time with fans, right? Like last time when the
yes,
pool won, it was a COVID season,
yep,
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 and
yep.
they couldn't go out, they couldn't have the parade.
And then
And the
it's
good
it's a
thing
big
is,
one, right? 20th,
yeah,
20th
yep,
title.
20,
So it's
tying with United's
yep,
yep.
yep.
title wins. And the good thing is they would be getting a guard of honor from both Chelsea and Arsenal if they win this one.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So I see them
More
wrapping up title.
the
So I'll
best
go
part,
for 2-0. I
the
don't
best
see
part
Tottenham.
about getting that guard of honor is both Lavia and Caicedo rejected Liverpool,
Yeah.
and they would be giving a guard of honor to Endo. So that's karma.
But don't you think like Liverpool, even Dominic Szoboszlai, be it Cody Gakpo, all their form has considerably dropped off. I'd say since Feb.
I
I
think
think the
what Liverpool, I mean, I call them lucky because Arsenal started dropping their form as well. City started dropping. So if it was City behind them, they would have like, you know, probably got past
Liverpool
them
couldn't
long
be
back.
as complacent as they have
yes,
been
Yep,
in
yep,
recent weeks if it would have been City in the title race.
yep,
for sure,
exactly.
for sure.
And
Yeah,
like Arsenal just has been like so like,
Arsenal.
you know, Arsenal has just been
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
they can destroy Real Madrid and end up drawing with Crystal Palace. What do
Yep,
you make of
yep.
that?
Yep. And I
Seriously.
think though again, as you said, right, Amay, had it been City, there was no chance Liverpool would have won that. But because it's City's off form again, I would, as a
Mm,
Liverpool fan, I do say Liverpool have been lucky this season. The only and then Sushant, you were talking about like Gakpo's forms. I think the only shining light of this team is Alexis McAllister.
mm,
His
Yeah,
form hasn't dropped. He has been amazing throughout the season,
true.
and
Like this
I
season, we've seen Andy Robertson totally off pace.
yep,
Like his age is probably, or like his injuries have been catching up. It's showing on his performances. Trent injured, but then Trent was again like first half of the season he was really good, but then after he got injured and his performances as well, like when it came to defending, it was
yep,
pretty evident that he's still not the best of the right backs when it comes to defending.
correct. The
Then
only
you
two
have,
players, yeah, the only two players who have been really good this season, McAllister has been consistent, and
mm,
then Gravenberg for me has been like the shining light in the first 6 7 months, but then again he has had a drop off.
yeah. So
So
that's what like Salah, first half of the season, everyone was brilliant.
yep,
Like there was no
yep.
Liverpool player who was short on confidence. They were all gelling well as a team. Do you think, Loke, as a Liverpool fan, this could hurt the team next season?
I'm pretty sure it will if they don't get the proper reinforcements. And the other thing which I kind of fear is Slot has picked his playing 11 and
Mhm.
he consistently plays the same team even if the team is not
Mm,
on form. And one of the players who I feel is not on form but always plays is Dominic Soboslai. Like
Yeah,
mm.
he always plays. There is Curtis Jones who can play in that position, but doesn't play him. He wants to play Soboslai there, and that
there's
might have
Elliot as well, right? Harvey Elliott
yeah,
or
Elliot as well. Again, they come as substitutes.
Mhm.
He doesn't like even if Gravenberg is tired, he wouldn't play Endo. And I feel in the long run, again, when we saw the game against PSG, the second leg, Liverpool literally were showing fatigue, even though they were playing
Mm.
at Anfield. And the reason for that is Lord doesn't rotate his first 11, and eventually that will burn the team or burn the first 11 out.
True.
Yep. And this might actually hurt Liverpool next season. Even look at Chiesa, right? He was bought in for 10 million, but has hardly played.
No impact.
No
Just
impact.
one goal or two goals, I believe, so far.
Yeah, one I think in the Carling Cup final,
Carling Cup.
and then one I think in the FA Cup or something.
Mhm.
Yep. And but
Okay.
last but not
So,
the least,
right. Yeah.
Nottingham versus Brentford. I think Nottingham win this. I think
I go for 2-1 or 2-0
yeah,
to Nottingham.
I'll go for a 2-1 win to Nottingham.
Let's put 2-1.
2-1,
2-1 for me. Yeah.
2-1.
Same here, 2-1
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Okay. So even I'll go for a Nottingham win. 2-0 for them. They would just want to, be in the top
This
four
could
or
be a
top
game,
five
yeah.
race. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
could be a game where they can probably get those 3 points in and like
Just
be ahead of
solidify
the
their
other team,
position. Yep. Yep.
solidify
Yep.
their
Exactly.
positions, and make sure that like just 3 games, 4 games to go after
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Yep.
So they maintain that gap there, and like Newcastle also have some tricky fixtures after this. They
Yep.
are play they are yet to play Liverpool as well, right?
I no, I think they've
No,
played
they
Liverpool
play
No,
both
Liverpool.
times.
they've
Sorry,
played
yeah,
Liverpool.
I
Yep.
think they're
Yep.
going to play Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Arsenal
Arsenal. They're
away.
playing
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Arsenal.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, so they would want to like Nottingham Forest would want to ensure that top five place is
Hmm.
kind of secure if they win this one. This is a winnable fixture at home for them.
Yep. I think their last match is with Chelsea, and they wouldn't
Yes.
want to keep that, like, last match to, whoever wins gets the place. Luckily for them,
Exactly.
it's top five this time, not top four. So there's a really good chance for them to solidify that and like grab that spot.
So actually, hang on. They are playing
They,
Brentford.
they have like Brentford and Leicester
Fulham.
and West
Oh,
Ham.
actually, hang on. So, they are actually playing City this weekend in the FA Cup
FA Cup.
semi-final, and then they play Brentford 4 days later.
Oh,
So it might not be as easy as we are thinking. Again, I'm not changing my prediction because it's at the Forest home ground,
Hmm.
but it might not be straightforward because they are playing at against City at Wembley, and we don't know if how long that game goes. I think in the I think it's 120 minutes or it's penalties. I could be wrong, because this is
uh,
a single-legged game in the semi-final. So
I don't remember honestly. I can't recollect.
I think it's 120 minutes because, if I remember right, United played commentary and they had gone to 120 minutes and then went to
Hmm.
penalties.
Yep. Yep.
If
Yep.
that's the case, then you might see a sluggish Nottingham on Thursday. But yeah,
Hmm.
it kind of depends on the FA Cup fixture. If they win the FA Cup against City, then they will be in really good form. They will hopefully continue that form. But if they lose, maybe in the 90 minutes or after extra time or in penalties, uh, it could be a different result on Thursday.
Makes sense.
okay.
Makes sense.
Yep,
I guess we've covered
Okay.
all the
That
fixtures.
that wraps up game week 34.
yep. And
Let's see.
Just
then
few more weeks.
few more weeks, and
And
then I think
finally.
Villa are playing Crystal Palace in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
Uh so
Villa Crystal Palace,
yeah,
right?
Villa Crystal Palace, but yeah, it's on Saturday. Okay.
Yep, I am going for a Villa win there.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a Villa win. Yeah, it's at
Yep,
Wembley, so Villa should have it. Like, there won't be
Yeah,
any home
yeah,
advantage for Palace.
correct, correct.
yep, yep, yep,
Thank you
Interesting
guys.
times ahead.
Yeah, thank you
yep.
guys for joining
Thank you
in.
so much.
We'll see you with a review of this game week.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.